I don't know about you, but for sure, I have been at this point where I felt that me and my job just complete strangers. Hi, I'm Vassia and I'm here today in order to talk to you from the psychological perspective how we can reignite, rekindle the satisfaction and the purpose we feel for our work. I know that there are some times when we feel that we don't see how we contribute with our work. We don't see whether our job makes a difference, whether our contribution makes a difference or makes an impact. We feel like either we're working or not. What's the point? Or even worse, that what we do is not something important. And then that's the moment when we disconnect with the purpose we have for our work or the purpose that our work gives us. And the satisfaction, of course, also is influenced. We don't feel very happy and very satisfied with our work. We're even considering moving to a new position or a new job. Also, what we feel is that we don't feel appreciated, we don't feel recognized. And why we want to explore that from a psychological perspective, because when we don't feel that we are important, we are not visible, recognized, appreciated, it has a big impact on our mental health. We pay a high price for that, and that can be feeling demotivated. That can be feeling stressed. Is it me that I am not seeing my value in this position? Is it somebody else? Do I need to do more? Here is when we start thinking in a negative way. This is when we start ruminating and we lose our sleep because that's not a situation, a condition that we would like to continue being in. This is where we start figuring out that maybe solutions such as overworking might change the situation. This is when we give more. That's one option, and that leads to burnout, as we all know. Or we figure out that maybe the solution is give less. And then this is when we detach completely from our work. This is when we feel that what's the point in me working? What's the point of me in feeling passionate about what I do? What I want to discuss with you today, what I want to share with you is four tips, four things that I do, and they help me reconnect again with my purpose and with, of course, my satisfaction from my work. And the first one is what I call working on our inner locus of control. You probably have heard that before, inner locus of control and outer locus of control. It means the mindset of where we attribute the decisions or the route that our life is taking. So if you have inner locus of control or higher locus, inner locus of control, you think that you make things happen in your life. You think that you are on the steering wheel and you are directing your life here or there. People with outer locus of control or higher outer locus of control, they believe that things happen to them. They are not responsible. External circumstances, external conditions are responsible for their life. Fate, weather, other people, conditions, destiny, luck, or no luck. All these things are responsible. And as you can understand, when we have higher outer locus of control, we're more passive. So I would like to use that concept of inner locus of control here in order to talk to you about the first tip. The first tip is if nobody shares with you what you have done today for your work, that would be wonderful if they would share every day what you have done, how you contributed. But instead of sitting passively and wait for others to do it, what if you work on your inner locus of control and you appreciate yourself? In a very mindful and active and aware way, you are finding every day something small that you appreciate about your work, about your skills, about your talents, about your contribution. You are giving yourself the pat on the back. And it doesn't mean, of course, that it's going to stay like that. We will just create a self praising reality where every day we are praising ourselves. Of course, we need the external feedback and the external appreciation. And that can be another action of inner locus of control. You are asking for it instead of waiting for that to happen. You are knocking on your manager's door. You are discussing with your colleagues and you're saying, hey, what do you think about my work? What do you think I should do better? Or have I done well here and there? This concept of inner locus of control, I really value it because it helps us grow our self worth. And to use a metaphor, it helps us become a mountain. We are not changing depending on the weather around us. As you know, the mountains remain the same. Either it's raining or snowing or sunny or windy, the mountain remains like that. That's our self worth. That's what we want to cultivate. How I can feel worthy and appreciate myself irrelevant of the external circumstances, or at least without depending on the external circumstances. Even though other people approve me or disapprove me, I still know my worth. So that's my first tip. Just practice appreciating you, your efforts, your journey, your growth, your skills, or just one small thing every day, and working on your concrete and stable self worth. The second tip that I would like to give is accept the ugly side of your life. And by accept, I don't mean quit or sacrifice or compromise. I mean, accept that this is part of it. I have a motto in front of me. It's printed and I have it in front of me so that I can see it every day. And it says, I love my job, but I don't always like it. And that grounds me, especially in my bad days, in my dark days, where I don't want to do something boring, or when there's some taxing tasks that I really don't have the energy to do, or when I am feeling excited to do something really nice and beautiful and motivating, but at the same time, I have to do something really not so useful, to be honest. Small, trivial, unimportant. And I remind myself, I don't need to like every aspect of my job. I need to be pragmatic. I need to be realistic, not pragmatic, but realistic, that loving my job also entails embracing things that I don't like. I don't need to either like it or hate it. I can like it, I can love it, but also embracing some side of it that I'm not really fond of. Please let me know which one resonates with you, which one works for you at this moment. The third tip that I would like to give is reconnecting with your why. Why did I choose this job in the first place? Does this still apply now? Do I still feel the same reason, the same connection with that job for the same reason? What are the values that I have as a person, and how are these values aligned with the values of my work, of my company, of the culture of my company? Where is this connection, this bridge between what I want and what I meet in my work environment or in my work itself? So reconnect with your why. Why did you choose it? Why is that important? How does this make you feel when you are doing something that resonates with your why? Does it make you happy? Is this why still here in your daily life, in your daily work, or it's not there anymore? And of course, if it's not there, maybe that's already a clue of whether you're feeling disconnected from your purpose, from your work purpose, with a good reason or not. And the last but not least, what I would like to ask you to do daily is practice gratitude. Just one small thing you appreciate every day, not necessarily in you, but generally in your life, in your work, in your environment, work relationships. One small thing. The reason we're doing that is not because we want to ignore the negative and focus on the positive. We don't want to gaslight ourselves. We don't want to invalidate ourselves that there is something that doesn't work in our work environment. No. What the reason we're practicing gratitude is because when we are so focused in the negative aspects of our lives, this become a very strong pattern. This brings change in our brain chemistry as well. And it can very well lead to anxiety or depression, because the only thing we're doing is just looking at the negative thing around us, the negative aspect of our lives and just ruminating over that. So when we are mindfully and consistently practicing gratitude, we are rewiring our brain. We are helping our brain refocus and not dismiss the negative and focus on the positive, but broaden the picture, see the big picture. You know what? There's not only negative, there's also something positive. Have a more inclusive perspective of what matters and what is the experience around us. It rewires our brain, it changes our brain chemistry, as we said before, and helps us see life through a different perspective. I hope it was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know which of these 4 tips are mainly helpful for you at this moment of your life. Check my website, antiloneliness.com, for more articles, blog articles on motivation and mindset shift. And of course, let me know if you have any other questions or comments or feedback. Thank you and see you next week. Have a good day. Take good care of yourself.